All right. What's up, man? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, let's make this quick video real quick on emotions.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the reason today why I want to make a video on emotions, it's because like we're in the market right now and we're at these all-time highs. And we just had this solid pullback today that saw a lot of ups and downs today. Okay, so it kind of just it kind of brought me back to a point where I really just wanted to touch on emotions, and I want to make sure that we're on the right track, and that nobody's getting emotional through these roller coaster times. When levels are bouncing up and down, when things are happening in the market. Some stocks are like straight booming, like the wheat sector right now is going crazy. The solar stocks are like booming right now, while FANG stocks are just kind of chilling. But nonetheless, like there's still a lot of stuff going on, right? So let me ask you something, Trevor, right?
Yeah, what's up?
How long have you been trading?
A little over a year now.
A little over a year. Now, what is the biggest obstacle that you had to get over while trading?
Literally discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah, I would literally go from having a few good days of the week, and then one little thing I do is like I'll get in the trade, and then it actually goes down, and I get emotional a little more than I wanted to, but some reason in my head it tells me to just hold it, and it just down, and that's the worst thing that can happen.
For sure, man. And honestly, I agree with you because it happens to every single trader out there, man.
Right.
It, we stick to a certain amount of rules, right? And
Mhm.
we decide to follow them. But then sometimes like we get a little cocky, or maybe we think that we're on a good streak, and then what happens is we take some trades, and then what happens is it goes red and we lose all discipline and we forget about risk management, and we get a little emotional, and we say things in our head like, oh, it'll come back up.
Yeah, that never
um,
happens usually.
this is a minor pullback, like I'm not worried.
Right.
But then at that point, like you're already reasoning with yourself as to why you would break every discipline rule in your rule book. It's part of our trading, right?
And another thing is you automatically go to something where you're looking for something to keep you in, like, oh, this has this pattern. But like based on your trade plan, to play that pattern, you're probably risking twice as much as you would based on your plan to just follow that other thing that you just made up, and it's probably not even there. You're just trying to look for something to keep you in.
That's a good point. That's a real good point, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, revenge trading.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it's called, man. And um, that's another thing that has to do with a lot of our emotions, because again, once you walk away from your structure, once you walk away from the discipline, like it literally can crumble down, and it can blind you, to every single trade that's coming in. The opportunity that presents itself, you can definitely miss out a lot, and then cause FOMO, and then little do you know that that's going to be something that's engraved in you and instilled in you in your trading style, and you don't even realize it. Another thing too is to basically, when we talk about trading with no emotions, it's not that you won't feel an emotion. Okay, we always feel emotion. And one of the biggest things that I can point out right now too, is something like Nvidia. Okay, so Nvidia was one of those tickers that we had been watching for a very long time, and the breakout was the 550 and 555. So I like this, right? Because Nvidia is a big ticker, and if you catch this move, you can make some solid profits, and we actually capitalize on that. Remember?
Yes, sir. That was awesome.
um definitely. So anybody who doesn't know that we swung it, we actually grabbed February 19th 600 call for Nvidia, and we picked it up here right before closing on Friday. So as you can see, the results This is kind of where it's at. Here's the other results. Unfortunately, we did not hold.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is that, like, I'm not trying to say that, hey, we just missed out on so much. Okay, that is not my vocabulary. That is not what we are trading. Okay, I'm not coming into this specific chart just to tell you guys that, hey, I just missed out on this much profits. Okay,
Exactly.
by no means am I doing that. I am coming on here to show a stock that can move, right? So whenever there's a move like this, we were able to capture it. We were able to capitalize as much as potentially that we could, and we made a plan, the trade plan. We literally wanted to swing this overnight to catch this break. So with something like Nvidia, we understood everything about the play on Friday. We made a plan to grab a 600 call February 19 to the run up into earnings. But because the move was so big right here, we ended up selling a little bit into this 15-minute candle at open. So we ended up taking over 100% on our contract. Now, mind you, the contract right now is almost like at 1200 when we got in for like 150, I think it was, right?
Yeah, that was 150.
So the contract right now is probably it was at 1200 when I checked it, which was, I thought it was really funny. But something that happened here, okay, we were able to get back in on this trade. Now, an emotion is not always about a loss. An emotion is sometimes about a winner as well. When we were trading in the chats, I did mention that when this thing had a big move, right? We were in this ticker. We got in right here at the breakout open, the first 15 minutes, and we were already up at like 565. And something that I told my team, I said this while we're on voice chat. I said, if you guys are feeling any type of emotion because you're up so big already, please get out. Take profit, walk away. Don't worry what happens next. Did I or didn't I say that, Trevor?
You said that. You said that.
I did, right? Well, first of all, because your emotion is all in it, and I don't want you to bag hold something that can potentially drop again. Second of all, when you feel the emotion, when you start to feel like something is so hyped up that your stock keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, what happens is it creates greed inside of you. And the next trade that you're going to be taking, you're going to bag hold because the trade that you recently took was a solid winner. And you're going to think that this next trade is going to do the same thing for you. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Right. So when I mentioned that to my team, there was actually one guy that actually took profit. He was super solid green. He was super excited and he walked away. He was disciplined enough to do that, which was probably the best thing that I have seen happen during a live trading, a live session of us taking this profitable trade. Plus, it was included with the swing trade. So we had gotten a swing trade and we had gotten in on some weekly contracts in here. Ended up running this whole thing, and I think one of the other traders ended up swinging it, and I think they're still in it, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, like it's all about making that plan and sticking to that plan, no matter what it was, no matter what happens afterwards. Like even though it's basically hitting the 600 target, it doesn't even matter because we still got profits. We were still able to play this with no emotion, not coming back in here and trying to trade it again because we missed out on basically another, like, 20, 30, $40 move. Like it doesn't even matter, right? We took profits, walked home, made a good trade, and that's what built the confidence inside of us, so that next time when we actually see a trade like this, we will do the same thing. We will get back in, take profit at our targets, and then let it go. If it wants to keep going, it's going to go with or without us, but we're going to come out green ultimately at the end of the day. And that's kind of all that matters on this specific trade, right?
Yes, sir. And looking at the chart, it's like you can break down so much emotions on that. So a lot of people always say, like, when I get my trade, it never does what I want it to do. But they'll finally take this trade. It'll go exactly straight to the target without even having no pullbacks, and they won't take it and they'll just hold it. And then another thing is, like you were saying, oh, it's already almost hitting the 600, right? But look at the yesterday. Who would
Where,
want to hold in that? Like they're
yeah,
looking at the end part where, oh, well, it's at almost 600. I should have held, but they're not thinking about how much emotions that would be just to be in that. They just looking at, oh, that happened. Now I want to be like, oh, I should have held that, but they didn't know it was going to do that. It could have just kept falling.
yeah, exactly. This could have gapped down easily overnight.
Exactly. Like, and then even even today, like, look at that pullback in the morning.
Yeah, right here.
That'll have you thinking, oh, I should have took profit. Oh, now, oh, it's going back up. I should have held. Now you just saying something just because it happened.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happens in the market. Like you get rocked like this in the market. It's a perfect example too of, even like taking a day trade right here. Somebody
Hmm.
could have got a late entry right here at like this 587, pushed up, and they would probably never took in profits. And then the minute it pulled back, they would have said, "Oh, I'm glad I got out because it pulled back."
Right.
And then again, when it hits, this higher high, it's like, "Oh man, I
I
could have
should have
just
held.
held it all day." Like
Exactly.
it doesn't make sense. Get in, take a profit, get out, go home.
Exactly. And it's not like you were saying, it's not about having no emotions. It's about avoiding emotions and actually being okay with those emotions that you're looking upon versus, like, let's say it's hitting your target, but if you hold it, it's either going to go up and you're going to be happy, or it's going to fall and you'll be like, oh, I should have took profit.
And one of those two things are going to happen while we're in trades,
Right.
right? And that's the awesome part, man, that no matter what you do, you still got to follow a plan, right? Everything about following a plan has to make sense, right? So, let's talk about plans and how levels work and how specific tickers work, right? So
All right.
everyone knows my favorite setup, right? I'm Chef, okay? I love range breakouts. This is like my favorite setup out of any other setup out there. Why? Because it's the range. It's like in a accumulation phase, right? People
Hmm.
are buying and selling at that specific range. Okay, some people are selling at the top, some people are buying at the bottom. Okay, you got the retail traders who are trying to buy the dips right in the middle and trying to get in the middle, trying to get the breakout on the top, and then trying to grab the short position at the bottom when in reality is literally just the range trade, and that's how a lot of traders get burned. Here, I ended up taking a long position here. I ended up red all the way down here on my trade. But because I understood this trade, I ended up holding it and then getting in on another call right here and then taking some profits. Got into another one down here, ended up taking some profits all the way to this top, including my swing trade. So I was able to understand my full trade, even though my contract was red in one day. So were you with me on this one, Trevor?
I actually didn't play Facebook.
On Monday?
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
Okay. So, but you saw, like, right? A lot of
Oh
my
yeah, I was
guys,
watching that one.
a lot of my guys ended up grabbing a call here. Everybody was red. But what I tell everybody, I said, if you guys are not comfortable nor understand the trade, get out, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
But if you understand this range and you understand that it's holding its base, it's holding its range, you would stay in your contract and buy some at the bottom. And that's exactly what my guys did,
Right.
right? So I walked everyone through this specific trade. And even though we were red on the contract, it didn't matter because the next day we came in hot and this thing was called out in the chat. The swing trade was called out down here. The break above level was right here. The next break above level was right here. So I ended up getting in again for those late traders. And then ended up stopping out over here in the green at like 271.50, where this red line is at. Now, the awesome part is whenever we have these levels, whenever we have these ranges, or any type of setup that you specifically play as a trader, is everything you must understand on an emotional basis, right? I understood this on an emotional basis that I was red, my contract was red, it didn't matter, I was still playing the setup. My stop loss is way down here. As you can see, my alert never hit. Okay, there's multiple right there, 64.90, 0.70, and 0.27, all in that 264 area. I would have got multiple alerts if this would have dropped the next day. And at that point, I would have cut loss on my position and I would have been in puts and then my target right here. So the plan is already set in place, right? So whenever we have the market like today, okay, the market today basically got smacked down right at open. There was a lot of stocks that pushed up, like Facebook. We ended up taking profit on Facebook again, and the trade came all the way down here. Whenever there's an emotional roller coaster in the markets, it's always about remembering your specific levels, right? So the trigger level for the break of the range was right here around 269 and 270. Okay, so let me just mark that. Here we are. Okay, this was the break of the supply zone, which was this huge range. And if you look at the bigger picture, this we have a rally, base, rally. Here's your retest of the of that base, and then here's your push up, right? So now what we're doing is we're looking at a ticker on an emotional basis that today ended dropping down so heavy. So whoever grabbed them puts, congratulations. But again, it's all about understanding the bigger picture and exactly where it bounced in this specific level. And it confirmed today as a new support, right? Now, if tomorrow we come and we start pushing higher and we close up in these levels, I would definitely still consider taking Facebook long. And I did see a lot of comments today, in the chat saying that the market's coming down, everything's crashing, everything's breaking. A few people stopped out of some other swings that I saw. Some people are basically like at the verge of quitting at times because they haven't been able to make profits. But again, just like we talked about, what is your plan? What is your purpose? What is the point of you coming in early in the morning and taking a trade? Okay, are you trading a buy the dip level? Are you trading a bull flag pattern? Are you trading a tight pre-market level? Or are you trading a range break? Are you trading a retest? What is it that you're trading? What time frame are you trading? What are you looking at? What are you looking for? That is something that I always talk about with my mentorship students. I always say, what is your plan? Okay, just because you have a break above level, does it mean that that's the plan? That's the sentiment for the day? And by that, look at this. I want to show you what I mean, right? So the market's been running like crazy. This was the only pullback, and it's just been creeping up so much up here, right? So since we're up here, how should you come into the market? All right, we did not have this red candle yet. Okay, just a example. We still making higher highs. Now, Trevor, can you help me out with this one?
All right.
Every time we reach all-time high levels on /ES, what is something that is expected after that happens?
We expect a base to see if we hold there, or we'll either just break down.
Or break down, exactly. Right? We're expecting some type of base. We're expecting to see if something actually holds, right? Or we're expecting for people to actually just start taking profit because you're at an all-time high, right?
Right.
If you're at an all-time high and you're breaking all-time highs, it's a lot more riskier to come into the market and say, I'm going to grab calls, right? You're breaking all-time high levels, You don't know where the roof is at, but you sure as heck know where support is at. But there is no resistance whatsoever. Like we're blind grabbing calls at the top. So what is the best thing to do when we're at all-time highs? Is it wise to trade a breakout on the top of a all-time high level? Or would it be wiser to buy the dip on something that's trending up?
Buy the dip. Because that rejection, if you get in at the top, it's going to be strong, just like that red candle. And you're holding that and you choose to just bag hold, you're going to burn your account.
And what's that going to do to your emotions?
It's going to throw you off, because even if you had a consistent weeks for the whole month just that one thing will just tear down your whole trading system.
Exactly. So just like we talked about earlier, right? Um, you're gonna come into a trade and say something like, "Geez, I should have held," or
Mm-hmm.
"Shoot, I should have took profits at the top." Shoot, I should have took profits at the target. Why didn't I take profits? Like, dang it, I should have cut loss when I had the chance to, and now I'm freaking red.
Yep. And that's one thing that hurt me is like every time I had a red day, I would add a rule to something. Like, let's say it hits my target. As soon as it hit my target, get out. Or something just crazy, like all these criterias and everything. And it doesn't work on everything. That's why having so much rules will actually hurt you.
It, I agree. I agree. Having
Mm-hmm.
tons of rules will hurt you. That's why I always say that keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it
Exactly.
simple. You have the market at all time high. Understand that. So what should the plan be for the next day? It's being aware that we're all time high, and you do not want to buy the top breakout, because if we break out to the top and make an all time high again, what's to say that that pullback is not going to be something like this? Look at this. Let's see this. Look, we ended up breaking an all time high right here. This is this is what I like right here. Right here, we broke all
Mm-hmm.
time high. So whoever tried to grab that top, look at this.
Those would be the people that would be like, I'm gonna just get in and not even look at it. The market's going up.
Yeah, they're like, it's still going, guys. The market's booming. Look at that. Like, that looks gold right there. That's a
Yep.
breakout. That's a that's a rally base rally. Well, look at that. A big drop. And then this is when you have all the bears come out saying, "I told you so." And that's not even the case. They're probably on the 1 minute time frame looking at this huge freaking candles thinking it's massive. But look at this run. Like, the
Yes,
run is
sir.
big in itself. The pullbacks are natural. They happen. So again, what is the trade plan that you have? What kind of emotions are you letting yourself feel while you're in your trade, or while you cut your loss, or while you're in a green trade? What emotions are you feeling? Okay, that's the biggest thing. Do not let emotions determine who you are as a trader. Do not let emotions determine what your P&L is going to look like, or what it should look like, right? Don't allow these emotions to control that button that says buy and sell. Do not. Okay, come in with a plan. I think is number one thing. Find a system that works for you guys. For anybody out there, and stay consistent. Stay consistent with that same plan. Who cares if the next guy is making thousands? Who cares if this guy's driving a Lamborghini, or just bought a brand new Gucci watch, or whatever the case may be? Who cares? All right. The goal is to come into this market and learn a trade that a lot of people out there do not have. A lot of people out there are struggling, and struggling financially, not just financially, emotionally, physically. So there's so much struggle out there in this world, and yet we have the capability, the ability to learn something that's going to benefit us in the future. And it's not just about us, it's about teaching the next person next to us. It's about helping each other grow in this journey of trading, and creating a system that's actually going to work for us. Whether we take losses, whether we take wins, it wouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're working as a team, and we're trying to help each other, build each other, and making sure that we're not all falling uh, together, but we're growing together. That's the
Exactly.
whole main purpose. And Trevor, you've been trading with me, for quite some time now, and I just want to say that I'm proud of you, man. That I think you've gone a long way, man, and I've seen I've seen your ups and downs, and uh, I've recently seen a lot of consistency with your trades, man, and that's something to be proud of, and I know that there's a lot of traders out there. They're in the same position, that
Mm-hmm.
they've been taking a lot of losses. They've blown accounts and things like that. Like, I feel you guys. I've been through it myself. I've been through these emotions. I've been training with no system, you know. So I was at all those levels. I bought every course. I've joined so many discords. I've done this. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are not out there alone. So whoever is out there and just needed to hear something like this, man, like I really hope that you guys come into this trading and find a system. Please learn the system, and we have that to offer. We have the BB system, we have the zones that can help you guys create profitable trades with no indicators, all price action. Price action is based off buyers and sellers in the market, and that's all it's based on. This market is only created by two things, right? Buyers and sellers. Without buyers and sellers, a candle will not move. Simple as that, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I just want to do this recap on some emotions. Hopefully, it helps you guys get back up. You know, hopefully, keeps you guys motivated to keep going. Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. If it's something that's, you know, a hindrance to your trading capabilities, reach out to us. You know, Bueller's here. He answers a lot of direct messages. He does have a chat where if you do tag him, he will answer right away. Where he's very lenient to, you know, some of those things. We do offer mentorships. We offer one-on-one programs. We offer lifetime groups, premium groups. I mean, all types of stuff. And I'm not sitting here trying to sell you things. Definitely ask for a trial before you can find something that may not be a best fit for you. But if it is, like, by all means, come in here and we'll definitely work with you guys. And I mean, I would love to work with a lot of you guys who are struggling. And that's basically my goal, is to help everybody not go through the same thing that I did in the beginning. In the beginning, I lost so much. And, you know, for once in my life, I can actually say that, talk with Trevor here and say, hey, Trevor, I actually got a system that works for me.
Right. And that's the biggest thing, bro. Like, having the fear of losing is what makes you lose more. Like, when these people start winning from the jump, they're super happy. They'll actually have streaks. But when those losses come, it just tears them down.
Yes, I agree, because there's no
Yeah.
system.
Right.
But yeah, I'm very thankful that you know, we found these systems that work. And you know, we've started off the year. This is already, we're into our second month, and a lot of call outs have just been gold. It's just been rocking. So you know, thank you to everybody who's been listening to the streams. Check out the Sunday Stock Talks. Check out the voice chats. There's tons of call outs everywhere. They're not just call outs, but they're charts with reasoning and understanding. And that's probably the most important thing out of any call out. There's a chart, an explanation with the entry, a stop loss, and a take profit. So, but that's all I got for you guys. I hope we touched base on a lot of the things that maybe somebody out there needed to hear based off emotions. And again, Trevor, thank you, man, for joining me. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate you giving me your 2 cents on some emotional stuff. And it's always
Yes,
good
sir.
to hear somebody else's side, and just to kind of see what we're all feeling, because we all go through these emotions. So, but for sure, thank you, everybody. Please have the rest of your week green, and do not trade based off emotions. Come in with a plan, set some stop losses, set a rule, strategize, be ready. You're an option trader, you're a spread trader, whatever it may be. We have the opportunity to trade whether up or down in the market, guys. So stay green. Thank you, Trevor. And then we'll see you guys on the next video.
Let's go.